Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 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 Hello, everyone, and welcome to Floor Field here in Greenville, where the Canes will take on the Yellow Jackets. The Canes, of course, 4-0, and coming off a win over the Pattersville Patriots 3-2 Thursday night. Well, David, we're here at Floor Field. It looks beautiful here on a Saturday and ready for some baseball.
It is beautiful, beautiful day. I would say, it's the first time I've been up here, but it's not. We used to be really good friends with the general manager over here, so we used to kind of get to do what we want to do. We don't get to do that no more, but beautiful day. The good thing about it is you mentioned the Hurricanes coming off a big victory on Thursday night, and it's exciting for these kids to be able to come out here and play on this field for sure.
Yeah, of course, one more thank you to 84 Lumber for sponsoring the pregame show. Money used for that is, of course, going towards a new camera for next week when we go back home. Let's talk a little bit of that Pattersville game earlier in the week. The Canes won 3-2. Players of the game chosen by me at home making my notes. Jacob Allen, who went 2 for 3, 1 RBI, 7 inning pitch, 2 earned runs, and 6 Ks. David, I know during that game you started at a B+. Did it go up or down at all for the rest of the game?
Before we were done, we were at an A. We just saw he just battled his tail off and gave the Hurricanes a great chance to stay in the ball game. I mean, he never, anytime he got into a little trouble, he was able to work himself out of it. And, just a great night for the Hurricanes, but specifically for Jacob.
Yeah, and another name to mention there for the Canes was Cody Wilson, who went 2 for 3, also had an RBI. And I think overall he's been the hottest hitter in the Canes lineup with a bat and behind the plate for the Canes. Of course, not behind the plate today, but just been big all around.
Yeah, and he's I think he talked about it a little bit too. He's just become a good leader, and a lot of times you don't have to lead with your voice. It means you produce whenever the time is right, and we've been able to see him do that. And, he's off to a great year as well. But, not unusual here on the weekend series to kind of get some different guys in. Catching is a lot, and it wears on your knees. And so if we get the opportunity to kind of let him relax those knees, that's what the reason is for today.
Yeah, tonight behind the plate will be Connor Johnson, but an honorable mention from that Pattersville game, as we saw in that game, Judd Ellison with a big out from right field threw out Eli Hudgens on a rope at the plate. Of course, I think he brings a lot more than just playing right field. He brings a lot with a bat, and he's also a big leader in this team, David.
He is. He's, again, I went up to him after the game on Thursday night, and just the fact that, number one, that's a hard throw. Number two, it's a hard throw in a big game, and, it was huge when you go back and look at it. The tides could have really turned at that moment, but man, it was a great play, and again, he is continued to be a great leader for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and a name to watch tonight for the Jackets as they will come in at 2-1. A couple big wins against St. Joe's, and Westside is Tyler Ethington. He's going to be the leadoff hitter. He hit a home run against St. Joe's. David, I don't know how much you know about the Steelhandler Jackets ball club, but they're a 5A school, so it should be a fun one nonetheless.
Sure it is. It's going to be great. Before we get away from the Pattersville game, though, I do want to make something clear. At the end of the game on Thursday night, there was some excitement, and I made the statement about Wren wins with class. That had no I was not meaning that the Pattersville team didn't have class. I'm just saying with all the things that had went on, not getting into that this week, the players knew about the situation. Many people in the community knew about the situation. What I was saying is they ended it with class, didn't make it, big at the moment. That's what I mean. I never in my – listen, I bragged on them all night long, and they are. And I think – and I told Coach Padgett after the game, I think the world of him. I think he does a great job, but I think the world of him and Pattersville. Nobody said anything, but as I listened to it, I didn't want there to be a thought that I was meaning that Pattersville wasn't playing with class. Absolutely not. I was meaning with everything that had gone on this week, the way the Hurricanes handled themselves, that was with class. So anyway, we'll get ready for the national anthem.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here in Greenville. back here in Greenville. Of course, as David was clarifying before the break, I think also that just shows how much passion that David has for Wren Baseball and Wren sports. Of course, if you listen to football anytime, any other sport, we're going to be passionate in every aspect of the word. And today, hopefully the Canes can get another win here on a field a lot of kids dream of playing up here in the upstate. You get a chance to play at Greenville Drive here at Ford Field. It's always going to be special. Tonight on the mound for the Canes is going to be Josh Smith, number 6. And, David, anything you want to say about Josh?
Yeah, and I really, my brother and I, of course, I think I don't have to explain that, but Coach Thompson are brothers. But I really hadn't gotten a chance to talk to him. We text more yesterday about FDU beating Purdue and kind of some other things that we never got to that. But Josh Smith, lefty on the mound. Josh has had some success, going to work on that outer half. I wasn't sure what direction Coach was going to go in. Of course, we have Evan, the twin brother of Jacob Allen, who was in the wings, and I would almost be certain we'd see him at some point today as well.
Yeah, I told Austin here earlier, I think we're going to see a lot of arms here today on a Saturday as we play a non-region game here in Greenville. To start it off for the Jackets, it will be aforementioned Tyler Ethington, number 8, DHing today for the Jackets as we get it rolling here in Greenville. Smith with the first pitch goes low. Of course, Josh, one of the lefties for the Canes. It's always exciting when the Canes do have a lefty on the mound. So he tries to even it up and bounces it to the plate.
Yeah, right now we're just Josh is, and again, you got to put yourself in this position. I mean, you're pitching for the first time in this park. I don't know that Josh pitched last year, but it's a different situation.
He tries to battle back here, 2-0 to Ethington. He throws one right down Broadway, makes it 2-1. Good comeback pitch for 6. Of course, going to see a lot of different guys places. Jacob Allen still at first. Connor Johnson behind the plate. Have good old Jackson Whitmore at third. As Smith delivers, and it's lifted straight up into the air. See if the Canes can get to it. Johnson takes off the mask, and him and Allen run into each other and drop it.
Yeah, there was some confusion there. Jacob, that's Jacob's ball, to be honest. That's a long ways away for Connor to have to run. But Jacob, I think he was just confused who's going because Jacob actually had his glove turned around like a basket catch.
Yeah, I want to say Johnson, almost caught it at first. And then, of course, Allen bumped into him, but 2-2 nonetheless. It says 3-1 on the screen as he goes high. Now we'll be full at 3-2.
Jackets wearing those all black unis. Nice.
Looking smooth today for Teal Hanna. Smith to the plate.
That's a great pitch on the outer half.
Josh Smith starts it off here in Greenville with a strikeout. As the lefty battles back from down 2-0 and gets out number 1.
That's very encouraging to see. Of course, Josh is an SMC commit, and they like what they see out of him as an arm, and boy, that's a good start.
Now Walker Clue will come into the box, and that first pitch is low and look down to first base, and he did not swing. Walker
I know
will be playing
Austin is down the hallway from us in hog heaven down there.
Smith delivers again for strike number 1. Austin in the big man booth today working the scoreboard.
I mean, I don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful, but it seems like our stuff is more on time. I guess it's a little delayed here. I can't watch it all.
Gets strike number 2, and he'll have it 1-2 looking for out number 2.
So here we have a uniform questioned. That he looks like he almost has on shorts. He's got his pants wrapped up, and I'll say something.
Sanders delivers and gets strike number 3, and that's out number 2 for the Canes.
The reason I make mention of that, some of our Lord, I hate to say it, but I'm becoming an old-timer now. I'll be turning 50 next year. But that is just a new style that your pants go above your knees.
Will Sanders-esque.
Yes, not not the knicker where it's kind of at your knees, but above your knees. But some old traditionalists, we have conversations about that.
Smith delivers strike number 1 to Brett Boone, playing third for the Jackets today in the 3-hole. Josh trying to start off here in Greenville with a 1-2-3 inning number 1.
Well, you saw he made an adjustment, and boy, he's made an adjustment quickly. That's really good. That's a really good ball out on the outer half of the plate there.
Just throwing strikes today. 0-2 count to Boone and the Jackets. Can Josh Smith get a third out here in the first?
Oh,
goes inside on Boone, make it 1-2.
That's people's like, oh my gosh, that's actually a pretty good pitch. Again, we talk about elevating the zone. That's what he did there.
Smith delivers, goes low and outside for ball number 2, and he'll even it up.
Now, sorry, Blake.
No,
you talk about Connor Johnson behind the plate. You're going to see Connor as a very good defensive catcher. You'll notice that today.
Smith delivers, and it's popped straight back up at us to keep it 2-2 to Boone. Josh Smith just being a strike thrower right now. Not too many balls here in the first inning. Not a lot of pitches.
Well, you say Josh Smith, and I have to hesitate because Greer High School's playing after us, and their head coach is named Josh Smith.
He delivers low and inside for ball number 3.
In fact, I was texting with Josh while I was sitting at Bad Daddy Burgers, which, by the way, if you need a quick burger, go not to Bad Daddy's. Very good burger, but just not quick.
Smith delivers the full count pitch.
It's a great pitch, but we got the shift.
Yeah, shift on for the Canes, and it sneaks through the right side where the second baseman would be, and Brett Boone will be standing on first for today's first hit for the Jackets.
And a lot of people ask, because that's kind of where we've gotten with baseball now, why would you shift there? Well, first of all, there's more information out there for high school coaches than ever before. Another thing is they know where they're going to pitch him, but that's an unbelievable pitch there.
Yeah, just an inside-out hit as Fretwell steps in the box and takes strike 1. Fretwell, a two-sport athlete for the Jackets, very known on his football team as well. As Fretwell tries to deliver with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Smith takes a look at first base and delivers high and inside to go to 1-1.
We talked about Hanna's uniforms, but I'm going to tell you what is the truth. These gold jerseys, and we wait for the pitch.
He goes low for ball 2 and gets away from Johnson.
These gold jerseys, and I haven't talked to Coach about the choice, but they're like LSU's championship, what they call championship gold jerseys. Just
they look good,
beautiful,
especially here today on a big stage at Fuller Field.
Good pitch
for strike number 2, and I'll even it up at 2-2. And Josh Smith looks for his 3rd K of the inning, as he has a man on first with 2 outs in the top of the first. Comes set, looks at Fretwell in the box, and he somehow fouls it off. Looked like a check swing, and came in on him.
And I'm used to having replays.
Austin Tripp not,
which is fine. I mean, this is a great shot and great. I'm just used to having replays. We've become spoiled. Spoiled rotten.
But we do have
brats.
behind the pitcher camera today, David, so at home it looks a little better. As Smith looking for the strikeout once again. He gets Fretwell to swing, and that's 3 strikeouts for Josh Smith. And only 1 hit for the Jackets as the Canes try to get the bats going here in the bottom of the first in Greenville. Welcome back here on the Wren Broadcast Network at Ford Field in Greenville, South Carolina. Not in Piedmont tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As
Hey, you cut down your Piedmonts the other night. I was proud of you.
Ben Gambrell steps into the box for the Canes. Of course, a USC Lancaster commit. He's been amazing in the box for the Canes. Easton Thomas on the mound for the Jackets. He starts Ben outside for strike number 1. And David, I don't think there's a better option than Ben Gambrell as the leadoff hitter for the Canes. He gets on base.
Yeah, and
as he lifts one straight up in the air, I don't think the first baseman is going to be able to get to it, and he doesn't.
yeah, so, and I think I know I've mentioned it, that when we went to Columbia for that preseason tournament, Gamby was unable to play till Sunday. I'm not saying that I don't think the differences in him being in the would have been, drastic, but he does give you something at the top of the order, no doubt.
He's in the hole here, 0-2. He delivers a ground ball to shortstop, a hard ground ball. Shortstop for the Jackets steps up and makes the throw. That was Will Craddock for the Jackets.
Again, right there is exactly what we're talking about. Hard ground ball.
Good start for the Canes contact-wise. Grayson Austin steps in the box. The freshman was in the box for the Canes when they took down the Patriots on that wild pitch a couple nights ago. As Thomas delivers.
I'm sure you hadn't watched it, but 10 or 15 times, but did you notice who called for the pass ball
before it happened? It's almost like he knew. As Thomas delivers to the plate and goes high, make it 1-1 for number 5 for the Canes. Of course, a lot of people in Greenville watching Furman today before this game began. As Thomas comes to the plate once again. Strike number 2, nice off speed for Easton Thomas on the mound for the Jackets.
Yeah, nice breaking ball there. It's the first time we've seen it. Nice breaking ball for strike.
Looks like a nice big strike zone for pitchers today as Austin looks to go down that third base line and it goes foul. Make it 1-2 for the freshman.
And I don't think people really understand how difficult it is for a freshman to come play at this level this early.
Especially shortstop. That's my big thing.
And that's where I'm getting at, is shortstop. And, we'll talk about after this pitch. But
Thomas goes outside.
That's out or half.
That's a strikeout call for Easton Thomas for out number 2.
Playing shortstop for Coach Thompson is not easy. Of course, many people know and realize he was a starting shortstop for South Carolina. And so his expectations for shortstops are probably a little different. Equate it to Coach Tate's expectations of quarterbacks. And so for him to be at a place where he's starting as a freshman and can put up with Thompson's pressure.
Yeah, big for the freshman at shortstop for the Canes as Cody Wilson steps in the box, down 0-1. And I think the pitchers are figuring out that outside is going to get called for him today, and they're trying to stay there as it goes to 1-1. Cody Wilson, maybe the hottest bat in the lineup for the Canes so far. Trying to get it started here. He fouls one back to make it 1-2. The lefty's been close to a home run earlier in the year against Daniel. Of course, looked like a walk-off. Ended up going a little deeper.
Cody participated every year that preseason tournament. They have a home run derby. And Kobe was in that home run derby. And he got one, which was good.
Cody definitely, as I said, the hottest bat in the lineup, maybe the biggest power bat in the lineup. He drives one into right center. It's going to get by everybody. Cody Wilson looks like he has a double for the Canes here in the first. And he'll stand up on second, and the hot bat stays hot for the Canes.
Yeah, that ball was just hit really well. And Cody's seeing the ball really well. Here's the thing, and again, we hadn't really been able to see it because we hadn't faced any lefties. He's a switch hitter. And he can swing the bat from the right side as well. I think that's why Lancaster likes him so well, is he can swing it from both sides.
Back-to-back hot bats for the Canes as Jacob Allen steps in. He went 2 for 3 the other night with an RBI, just like Wilson on second. First pitch outside.
And I'll say this, Blake, this team is a total different team than we left Columbia with. I think their confidence was beat up a little bit down there, but boy, they have.
Allen goes deep into center field. Looks like an easy fly ball, and it is for the Jackets. Owen Alexander out there in center. Let you finish your thought, Dave.
Yeah, and I just think winning those 2 games against Daniel, especially the way they won them, and then going to Powdersville and doing what they did there, and then this team just, you can see they're playing with a whole lot more confidence than they were earlier in the year.
Yeah, I think that goes back to, like we talk a lot, senior leadership for the Canes. I think it's going to be big throughout the season. And, of course, today you get a seat on the biggest of stages here at Fluor Field. We'll take one quick break, come right back to Josh Smith on the mound for the Canes. Welcome back here on the Wren Broadcast Network. Next up, Will Craddock is in the box for the Jackets.
Sorry, I got to turn this off. I was just trying to look at the stream.
Davey trying to double up on
Double up, yeah.
broadcast
And
advice.
looking over, it looks like Furman's run's going to come to an end. Look like 20 seconds to go here. Down 75-52.
Smith delivers an inside strike for the Canes, yeah.
But gave us something all to
Yeah.
be proud of on Thursday, that's for sure.
Special run for the Paladins. As here in Greenville, sports becoming a lot bigger as Josh Smith gets strike number 2.
Nice change of pace there. And then our fellow over there that's playing with everything decides to put the Furman game on here so I could see it.
Smith to the plate, low for ball number 2, and he'll even it up 2-2. Of course, in that first inning, Josh Smith with 3 strikeouts.
I just want to make mention, too, I don't know, I'm sure we probably got some Hanna folks watching. If they don't, I'm sure they'll go back and watch it. But wait for the pitch.
He goes high for strike number 3, and that's 4 Ks for the lefty.
Coach Crenshaw is the coach at Hanna and does a great job again with this group. And him and I kind of used to, when I was coaching, we'd go against each other, a little JV here and there and everything. But just a great guy, just good baseball guy. Does a good job at Hanna.
Next up for the Jackets is Brooks Bloomer. He takes a wild swing on the off speed. Starting him off 0-1, 69 miles per hour. There for Smith. Goes into the windup once again. Goes low for ball number 1. David, Josh has kind of been right around the strike zone all day today so far.
Yeah, and he's got some off-speed stuff that's helping him out some, too.
He goes high for ball number 2.
Again, I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen, but you can see that Hayden Porter's pulled over. Again, another shift here.
Smith delivers inside, and it's going to be ball number 2 to make it 2-1 with 3-1 correction with 1 out here in the top of the second. Smith hasn't done anything else except strike people out. And that's a ground ball to shortstop for the Canes. Austin delivers to first. It's a high throw. And they're going to say he didn't get his foot on the bag. No, of course, no replay or review chance here in high school baseball, but I almost want to say that second step got his foot back on the bag.
Looks like we got Steve Sawyer back behind the plate again we had the other night. And all Coach Thompson's going to do, he's going to make his way out, and all he wants to do is to see if he can get some help. And I can't tell. That might be Freddie Brown on the bases. Kind of far away.
Just a bang play there at first. Like I said, I want to say Allen gave a couple little foot taps towards the bag.
And if that is Fred Brown, I can't tell, but I'll know this, that there's a lot of mutual respect between Coach and both of these guys on the umpiring crew today.
Well, that means Bloomer will be on first. Garrison Metz in the box, also behind the plate for the Jackets today, here with one out. And the top of the second. First off-speed pitch is in the dirt. And Bloomer will take second base.
You better come back. That was a foul.
I was about to say. I want to say the ump was giving the ball to the catcher. That is foul. Bloomer will walk back to first.
Again, you heard the Jacket fans get kind of excited on the hit a while ago, not realizing that Grayson had the range.
Pitch by Smith goes low, makes it 2-1 with a one out. Correction, 1-1. So Bloomer after the bang play on first. Smith delivers outside for ball number 2. One hit apiece here in Greenville. No score yet. And the top of the second as the Canes look to stay undefeated here in a neutral site game against the Jackets. Smith delivers from the stretch, and it's lifted to left field. Looks like a line drive, and it's going to be caught for the Canes. And an error from the Canes. It's a wild throw, and Bloomer will trot in a second on the wild throw back to the infield.
That's Cody in left today.
I was about to say, I was trying to figure out who is in left, and it is Cody Wilson.
Yeah, that's not, with 2 outs, that's, you don't really want that to happen, but it did.
I'm going to be honest, I looked down to see who was in left field, and I looked back up, and the ball was rolling past Jacob. So
just got to be more aware. The throw, but also the backups and stuff. We got to be a little more aware. Let's get out of this. No harm, no foul.
2 outs, man on second. Zach Dillard will step into the box, and he'll see strike 1 from Josh Smith, who's been, besides the one bang play at first, almost perfect here in Greenville today. Takes a second look at second base. It'll be a foul ball. Quickly 0-2 to Zach Dillard.
Thank God we have that screen, because that would have hit you right in the head.
It's okay. Well, been like that highlight video. Looked down and grabbed it with my left hand. So 0-2 here. Smith looking for yet another strikeout in the top of the second. Comes set. And if someone's on second base, maybe he gets Brooks Bloomer.
What a name, too, man.
Yeah, Brooks Bloomer.
That's a baseball name if I've ever heard one.
Big boy out there on second base. Smith to the plate. Low and outside. Had some pitches to work with. Makes it 1-2.
Josh up to 40 pitches right now. He's 22 balls and 22 strikes, 18 balls.
Smith take an extra look at Bloomer and delivers again outside and low to make it 2-2. The thing is, He's thrown a lot of strikes, but a lot of the off-speed stuff that's kind of been low has been the pitches to get him strikeouts. 2-2 here, man on second, 2 outs in the top of the second. Smith delivers slow for ball number 3. So full count now for number 6 on the mound for the Canes. First man in scoring position for the Jackets. Here with 2 outs. Smith from the stretch. Outside, called strike 3, and Josh Smith gets another one on the book today. Strands a man on second for the Canes, and David, that was a little outside, but you'll take it for the Canes.
I love Steve Sawyer's strike zone. That's all I can say. I love Steve Sawyer's strike zone.
So we'll be right back here at Fluor Field. 0-0, the Canes come up to bat in the bottom of the second. Welcome back here on the Wren Broadcast Network. Up to bat for the Canes is trusty Judd Ellison with that white helmet, the lefty. Still on the mound for the Jackets, Easton Thomas, as he's only surrendered the 1 double to Cody Wilson. Oof, high and inside. As he attacks the inside part of the plate against Ellison here to make it 1-0. Thomas. That outside call is still there for the Jackets.
If you're watching the broadcast and you're saying, man, there is hardly no fans at this game. Well, all the fans are sitting in the sun.
Yeah. Both sides. As Thomas comes 1-1. Ellison swings through to make it 1-2. 78 miles per hour on the gun for Easton Thomas.
Again, you know, this angle that we have now is just a little bit pulling out just a little bit of that front shoulder.
Thomas delivers in the 1-2, and Ellison battles off on something he does well. So we saw him against the Patriots the other night go through 3 different full count at-bats against Evan Moon. Thomas looking to sit him down 1-2 to the trusty lefty wearing gold. Goes inside once again, and Ellison battles it off with a little half swing.
Yeah, we've talked about it. He's just doing a good job right now. And, you know, battling up, getting his pitch count up.
It's what you want to do, especially against 5A school like Hanna. I want to see the other arms. And Ellison lines one up the middle. Shortstop there for the Jackets. He makes the play, and that's Will Craddock once again over there in short. So that'll bring up Jackson Whitmore.
Yeah, and it's I guess it's about time for us to give a shout-out to all his family. From Fort Myers to Buffalo, New York, I think we've got it all covered. I'm sure they're watching today. So I know they're proud of their 2 guys that are here today, but, of course,
Jackson swings through strike number 1.
David, the 7th grader, is on the B team as well. So he's got 3 Whitmores in the program right now.
Whitmore looking for hit number 2 for the Canes. That outside is working for both sides.
And speaking of Reed Whitmore, left-handed pitcher, again, a day like today, you might see him a little bit before this day's over.
Easton Thomas looking for out number 2 and an 0-2 count. He goes outside, 2 outside for the liking of blue behind the plate. Makes it 1-2 with 1 out.
He goosed up on that one a little bit. That was 84.
Delivers once again to Whitmore. He lines one into center field. Center field takes some steps back, but he's there for the Jackets. And out number 2 goes to Owen Alexander. Gave it a ride.
Good swing.
That'll bring up best mustache on the roster, Hayden Porter. He's been quiet of late, but quality at-bats for 4. Some nice line drives against the Patriots the other night. Just couldn't get anything past Hudgens.
We didn't do that a lot.
Yeah. Thomas goes outside for ball number 1.
I was able to talk to him after the game a little bit, and just a good kid. Good kid.
Of course, Hudgens, 2-sport athlete. Have a bright future as Thomas delivers, and Porter kind of hits it off the end of the bat to second base, and that's out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Easton Thomas against the Canes. We're still stuck at 0-0 here in Greenville. We'll be right back for the top of the 3rd. Back here in Greenville on the Rain Broadcast Network. New pitcher on the mound for the Canes, J.J. McKinney. And in the box for the Jackets should be Owen Alexander out there in center, and David, J.J. McKinney.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking during the break. J.J., and I've said it before, has got some of the best stuff you'll see. He has had a little control problems, but hopefully got those reined in.
He starts off low and inside for ball number 1. Starts it off 84 miles per hour on pitch number 1, so a little tick up in speed.
Yeah, as I told you, 85, 86, may touch 87.
He goes inside once again, 2-0 to the center fielder for the Jackets.
Need to make an adjustment here.
Saw the speed in center, some range from Alexander. Gonna be a tough out in the 9-hole. Ball number 3, and McKinney,
all in the same exact spot.
Yeah, all inside part of the plate. McKinney trying not to walk batter number 1 here in the 3rd. And that's a called strike on the inner part of the plate.
Josh Smith had a good outing today. 1 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit, struck out 5. So nice outing for Josh.
5 of the 6. McKinney goes low and outside, and as I said, Owen Alexander could be some speed on the base pass. He'll take first.
And I talk about it a good bit. The number 9 hitter in the lineup. Put him on base, number 1, with a walk. Number 2, it turns it over to the top of the order. And
Tyler Ethington's not a bat to squander at. He hit a home run against St. Joe's to win them the game earlier in the week. So he's got some power for the Jackets. McKinney goes low and outside for.
I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but let's just say he doesn't look like David Thompson with his arms.
JJ with a man on first. Goes low for ball number 1. We'll even it up. Yeah, Tyler Ethington, a presence in the box for the Jackets.
Yeah, well, I used to look like that one night in my dreams. He's a chiseled young man.
Alexander takes off for second. Throw from Johnson and the Canes, and Alexander is called out at second. What a throw from Johnson. I thought he might have got his hand down, but the throw beats him to the bag, David.
Crenshaw doesn't like it.
I thought he was safe.
I'll be honest with you, from where we're standing and sitting, and we're sitting a decent way back, he looked like he was tagging. I do think that's Brown. I'll have to check because that's typical way he handles it. But
nonetheless, Alexander thrown out from Johnson behind the plate. That'll be out.
Bigger news. I mean, not bigger news because we get the out, but now I got 2 strikes.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
1 and 2 on the hitter.
1 out. J.J. McKinney looking to regain control of the inning. He throws that off speed at 74 miles per hour and gets the strikeout.
That's the slide piece, and that ball looks like it's going to be right cut center, and then booyah.
And that's the thing against a guy like Ethington, where he threw a lot of fast stuff that entire at-bat and then gets him with 74. Can't really blame Ethington from taking a hack at it. So 2 outs here, goes outside for ball number 1.
Got to work downhill again. He's one that kind of goes off to the first base side.
Walker Clue into the box. JJ's battled back from that walk to start off the inning. Now 2-0. 2 outs, no one on the base pass for the Jackets. Chance to get back in this at bat. And that one's lined straight back for strike number 1. Walker playing left field today for the Jackets. 1 hit apiece for each team today. Canes with 2 errors out there on that big board in left field. McKinney goes low for ball number 2, or ball number 3, correction, to make it 3-1. This at bat, a little tick down in speed, a lot of off-speed stuff from 7. Looking for strike number 2, and he gets that outside call from the ump behind the plate to go full.
Well, Josh Smith, the Greer coach, missed the first shout-out. So here's another shout-out to the Greer coach.
McKinney looking for strike 3, and he walks Walker on 3-2 count. That'll bring up Brett Boone at third base for the Jackets. 2 walks this inning for McKinney. Of course, you said a while ago, if he can handle control, he'll be fine.
Well, there's always a statement that we say, you cannot defend walks.
Yeah.
You can't. And we've got 2 this inning from Josh, JJ, and can't defend those.
So man on first for 7. He goes into the outside box for ball number 1.
I mentioned to you, too, I'm sorry, Blake.
No, you're good.
I mentioned to you again, I think the situation, again, you have a region game on Tuesday, travel to Fountain Inn, I believe it is. And so you don't want to burn all your arms today. So you're not going to see somebody that's going to go 3 or 4 innings. Josh, of course, went 2 innings, had 2 very successful innings, was around 40 pitches. And then now you got JJ out there, and in the bullpen already is Evan Allen. So I anticipate they're probably working on pitch count and not innings, because you want to.
To be honest, McKinney's got a lot already here in 1 inning.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that he'll go 2. Again, I said it the other night when we was playing Powdersville. It's not that you don't want to win this game, and it's not that Hanna is not a sizable
opponent.
foe, because they definitely are. But you make the playoffs based on where you finish in the region.
Yeah. Of course, close teams, 2 Anderson County teams. As McKinney goes inside, loose ball from Johnson, and now move up the runner for the Jackets. He thinks about third, and he'll walk back into second. So still on base for Walker Clue.
And the thing about the unknown, Fountain Inn being a new school coming into the region, usually you're going into these games having some idea of what you're going to face. Not necessarily, let's pitch here.
Kenny goes inside for ball 3.
Not necessarily the players, but you kind of know what the coach and how they coach them. And so that'll be something that this coaching staff will try to get a hold of. And, you do talk to some people about that and try to get some information.
McKinney delivers outside. Call for strike number 1, and the blue behind the plate lets us know it was close to make it 3-1 here with 2 outs. McKinney trying to battle back, get out number 3 here in inning number 3. Second pitch gets the foul ball, and that'll make it full. So McKinney battles back, makes it 3-2. 85-mile-per-hour there for number 7. Looking for strike number 3 to get out of it. Of course, Clue on second for Teal Hanna. McKinney to the plate, gets strike 3. Throw down to first for the Canes will seal it. McKinney gets out of it. Still 1 hit apiece. No runs on the board for either side as the Canes try to get on the board here in the 3rd. We'll be right back here in Greenville. Back in Greenville, into the box for the Canes is the man that started on the mound in Josh Smith.
Yeah, you and I were talking during the break about the crowd mic, and get this pitch.
Smith looks to bunt, fouls it back.
And talking about possibly having one at home, and I was like, nah. We got some guys that stand behind us. Like, I don't think that we necessarily want to hear what they're having to say.
What they're talking about. Sometimes you hear it anyways, but I think that's more mic quality. As Thomas lets the bullpen guys for the Jackets get their run in. out there in center.
Yeah, that's the thing about this place. The bullpens are, whew. I'd be tired. I'd be like, Coach, I'm done. I'm give out.
They try to go in the first door, they're gonna have to run.
That's their bullpen over there.
They're gonna run all the way down to the Canes side. And finally, we're ready to go back to play. 0-1 count to Josh Smith.
I guess they're gonna share bullpens.
Thomas delivers. Smith swings through it to make it 0-2 as Easton Thomas has kind of worked some quick innings on the Canes. Of course, the double from Cody Wilson earlier. That the only hit so far. Thomas looking for his pitch. Delivers and gets strike 3 called on Josh Smith.
That's just a good pitch. That pitch is on the inner half of the plate and froze Josh.
That'll bring up the man behind the plate for the Canes and Connor Johnson. The first time I think here on the broadcast we've seen Johnson step into the box.
Yes, he got a little playing time down in Columbia with a preseason tournament. Again, it comes to the situation I mentioned earlier. That weekend, you got to rest some legs behind the plate, and that's what's going on today as well.
1-0 turns into 1-1 as Johnson watches strike 1 be called. And, yeah, it feels more like if you want to say in a college, it's like a midweek game.
We just lost our, there it goes. Thought I did something.
As Thomas delivers low and makes it 2-1. And not in the sense of a midweek game as, like you said earlier, not like one team's smaller than the other. Just this game, not a lot of meaning at the end of the season, but some bragging rights. Always know some jackets. As Thomas goes inside, doesn't get the call. Makes it 3-1. Connor Johnson threatening to take a walk here in the bottom of the third. Easton looking to get back into it, and Johnson fouls it off. To make
and I'm sorry, I keep talking over you, son. And Connor's, he's going to be the catcher next year unless something happens. So getting him valuable time is important as well.
Especially against a 5A school like Hanna. He grounds the 3-2 pitch to short, and Craddock throws him out at first. Quick 2 outs for the Jackets once again as Easton Thomas looks to be dealing against the Canes.
Gamecocks up 3-1 going to the bottom of the 4th down in Athens.
Will Sanders, of course, on the mound for game 1. Doubleheader for them today. Yesterday was rained out. That'll bring Ben Gambrell back into the box for the Canes with 2 outs. Nice slider, doesn't get called a strike.
A little bit inside, I believe.
This, I said earlier, was consistent, but kind of feel this inning it's been kind of chopped down a little bit. As Gambrell goes high and out of play, 1-1.
And my brother goes, oh, God. When you come over here, of course, high school budgets, if you don't know, they're not tremendous. You go through a lot of baseballs over here.
Thomas looking for strike number 2 and gets it 1-2 count. So he gets the inner part of the plate looking for out number 3.
So when a ball goes over the roof, he knows that one's
not getting that one back.
Some kid in the neighborhood is going to get him a good baseball.
Thomas right back to the inside part of the plate. And
that was a good pitch.
Makes it 2-2. And I feel like the last 3 pitches have kind of been in the same ballpark for Thomas.
Yeah.
2 of them ball, 1 of them strikes. 2-2 to Gambrell. Looking to get something cooking with 2 outs. He battles once again, delivers it out of play once again. Another ball leaves.
And my brother goes down in the dugout and opens up another box of baseballs. They're supposed to share the load, but I don't know.
Thomas delivers. Gambrell lines it to Craddock at short. Gambrell has speed to beat it, and he's out. Craddock beats Gambrell to first, and that's going to make it 3 up, 3 down for Thomas once again as we enter the fourth here in Greenville. Back here in Greenville, Kenny Fretwell enters the box for the Jackets. J.J. McKinney still on the mound for the Canes, as both pitching staffs doing very well today. Only 1 hit, no runs for each side. Fretwell starts off a ground ball to third. Whitmore makes the throw look easy. 1 out here in the fourth.
It's a good job by Jackson. There's just been a little bit of platooning back and forth at third. We've seen a couple of guys play over there, but Jackson's kind of settled in over there, hopefully, and need Jackson's bat in the lineup. So if he can field it, that's even more positive.
Craddock into the box for the Jackets. 1-0 from McKinney here in the fourth with 1 out.
Yeah, it's a Jackets week. I know our B team goes over there on Wednesday night.
McKinney delivers pitch number 2, and Craddock goes deep to center field, and it'll be caught in center for the Canes, as that was Ben Gambrell. Started rolling backwards, David.
Well, I mean, he's just a great outfielder. I coached outfielders when I was coaching, and I would have probably been a little nervous because I like us to get to a spot.
Yeah, he was just showing off the range.
Yeah, he just kind of floated, but that's how good of an outfielder he is. So
McKinney starts off Brooks Bloomer with a strike as he was on base for the Jackets. He's their only hit today so far through 3. McKinney goes low for ball 1, evens up 1-1.
But going back to Gamby there, he got a good read right off the bat. That's always the key, getting a good read off the bat. A great play there.
McKinney. Strike 2.
Yes, he did.
Got him. Didn't even need to look down to first there. Makes it 1-2. McKinney looking for a quick inning for the Canes. Here with 2 outs, no one on. 7 delivers, gets strike 3. Throw down the first from Johnson. Quick inning for the Canes.
That's more what you want to see from JJ. That's good.
Definitely pitching, working well today for both sides, but now the Canes need to wake up the bats here in Greenville. We'll be right back on the Wren Broadcast Network. back here at Ford Field as the freshman Grayson Austin steps into the box for the Canes. Easton Thomas still on the mound for the Jackets. He's only surrendered 1 hit here through 3 as well.
Yeah, and I think JJ's day will be done. Again, going back to those 2 innings, I think you can look for Evan Allen to take over in the 5th.
Definitely 2 different approaches for each side today as Thomas has worked his way, looks like, through more than likely 4 innings. And the Canes, as you said, going a pitcher every 2. Both only surrendering 1 hit. Thomas delivers. Austin with speed delivers a nice bunt. No one's going to be able to get to it. And Austin beats it out. Nice bunt for the freshman.
Yeah, I mean, that's typical Wren baseball. You know, they're not afraid to bunt. Nice bunt there by G. And listen, once it's down and it got into that dead area, it would take a special play. It's actually closer than I anticipated.
Third baseman kind of picked it up and launched it at first. So I thought no one was going to get to it either. That brings up the man with the only other hit in the ball game, and Cody Wilson, who had a double earlier today.
Well, I'd love to see him get one right down the line and get in that corner left field. Right field.
Swings at pitch number 1, makes it 0-1. This is a really good situation for the Canes to snag a run. Got speed on the base pass. Wilson and Allen up and on deck for the Canes.
Yeah, and again, just an opportunity here to get something going. Got your heat of the lineup up. Heart, not heat.
Wilson delivers it to the same spot he did earlier. Center fielder's not going to get to it. That could score Austin. He's going to look to round third. Wilson right behind him, and the Canes look like they're going to strike first. Wilson with a triple. And the senior strikes again, David.
Cody Wilson. He's good at baseball.
Really good at baseball.
That's almost the same spot. He hit the last one, except this time it actually carried a little further. And, boy, another thing that a lot of times catchers don't move very well. Cody Wilson can move. And
he was tracking down the freshman on the base pass.
I need to check on Grayson in there. He might need some oxygen.
He looks like he was tiring out rounding third. His first pitch for Thomas is strike 1 on Jacob Allen. But now Cody with 2 of the 3 hits and RBI today as he stays hot.
And talk about the infield alignment. They're halfway.
Allen
basically
swings.
means halfway in on the dirt.
Allen swings through strike 2.
Allen he's pulling out a little bit. Just need to drive this ball through the middle.
Thomas delivers a ball outside, and this is, I mean, you can say trouble, but trouble already happened with Cody Wilson. A little bit more trouble with no one out here in the 4th. Allen trying to strike once again for the Canes. He lifts a line drive foul down the third base line.
And again, I don't know that if you can see it on the camera, but Allen has choked up on the end of the bat. That's something that you've seen a lot of these Hurricane hitters do. Again, more control, and we look at that camera work. More control. See, he's about 1.5 inches up there. And again, you see the difference right there on that one.
Thomas delivers to the plate. Allen battles once again to keep it 1-2. Of course, Ethan Mayfield on the camera behind the plate.
He's amazing.
Got the polo on today. Looks like he's ready to go golfing here later.
That lid is what looks good.
New Wren Baseball caps for the broadcast team. Thomas delivers. Allen goes through the gap. He'll score Cody Wilson. And the Canes strike again with no one out to make it 2-0.
Well, go back, and that's just a heck of a job by Allen there. He gets down, takes some, I mean, I love him, but there wasn't the most beautiful swings. Gets down 0-2, makes an adjustment, battles off, and then we see right there between the 6 hole, and just a great job there hitting by.
Man, when you think it's
and then he almost
as
gets
Jacob
picked
Allen
off.
almost gets picked off. You look down and you're a Jacket fan. You're like, maybe the bleeding's going to stop.
Good job driving in and almost gets picked off, but he did.
Judd Ellison steps into the box, and this is a bat that the Canes expect a lot from. As Allen, I think, gets picked off there, and he does.
That
from the
time
throw
he
from the
did get
plate.
picked off.
Looking for Judd Ellison to throw the bunt down. Got too long of a secondary lead.
Yeah, and the key on that is see the ball down. See the ball down, see the ball down. And, on that secondary, we got to see that to happen.
Makes it 1 out, 1 strike to Judd Ellison. Canes up 2-0. Ellison swings through strike number 2. Again, Canes have scored twice here, 4 hits now. Big hits from Cody Wilson that scored Grayson Austin, and Jacob Allen scored Wilson from third. Ellison battles, and something he does
Here
well.
he goes again. Just another update here. Looks like Clemson's down 3-2 to Duke in the 6th inning. Gamecocks continue to lead Georgia 3-1, and that ball game's in the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, I'm sorry, a choke-up situation. Judge choked up on that bat control.
Thomas delivers. Ellison battles it off once again to keep it 0-2. 80 miles per hour now from Thomas. As we get deeper in this game, like see how long Thomas is going to go for the Jackets after giving up 2. He delivers. Ellison goes up the middle. No one's going to get to it. Finds a soft spot, and that Jacket defense, and he'll take the single with 1 out.
Now, I have the ability to bring around the program more than most simply because of that, but my brother and stuff. But, one of the things that was happening early on the year is what T1 would classify as selfish at-bats. And when you talk about those, it means you're going in and you're just swinging from the heels, and you don't have a mindset that you're going to help the team. And it's not that sometimes that kids are doing it intentionally, but his mindset is do something for us. And you've just seen 2 opportunities right there where Evan, he takes 2 hacks for himself, and that's fine. He wants to take 2 hacks and drive the baseball if he can, but then with 2 strikes, he chokes up. And what does he do? He drives the run in. Judd fouls off the bunt, comes back, takes a good hack at it, 2 strikes, he chokes up, fights off the pitches, then boom, sets a little looper there, a little, line drive into center field. Again, that's unselfish at bats, and that's that's to make the difference in the past 5 games for these Hurricanes.
Yeah, I think that also tells a lot about the senior group, just seeing the bigger picture for the season of this Canes baseball team as Jackson Whitmore steps into the box for the Canes and takes strike number 1. Big inning here for the Canes. Got 4 more hits, 2 runs. Man still on first as Whitmore looks to score another one. Ellison slides back into first safely. Some nice pickoff moves from Easton Thomas.
It's quick. And
as he delivers, and Whitmore drives one to left field. Looks like it's going to stay fair, and it is. Ellison rounding second. He's going to get in the third. Whitmore standing on second. The Canes look to strike again with the 5th hit of the inning, David.
Yeah, that ball just drove into. That's in the corner there. Hits right up against that 310 sign. Again, I mentioned it earlier. Jackson has a great at bat. The only flaw this time is in it. I'm not blaming Jacob at 1-0. And Jacob gets picked off. If we're sitting with a run scored at 3-0 in second and third. If that doesn't happen, but. Just a great 4th inning here for the Hurricanes, and trouble still on the base pads.
Yeah, Easton Thomas getting a talk from his catcher, and now a slappy kind of hit guy in the box for the Canes, and Hayden Porter. He can drive a baseball. He hit that triple against the Lions 2 weeks ago. His coach is going to come out. Looks like we might get a pitching change. We'll take a quick break here at Ford Field. The Canes have struck and looking for more. 2-0. Wren on top here in Greenville. Back here in Greenville on the mound for the Jackets is number 11, Ryan Stovall. Also in the box for the Canes, Hayden Porter here with 1 out, 2 men in scoring position as the Canes look to open this one up here in the 4th.
And Blake, Hanna and Wren actually scrimmaged earlier this year. Wait on the pitch. And I remember talking to my brother after that game, and he was like, well, it didn't go that well. And then, you know, some things went well, some things didn't go well.
Stovall delivers. Porter looks like it's a suicide squeeze, and Ellison's going to score. High throw to first. It's going to score 2. Porter takes the turn at second. He's got wheels. He'll stand on second as the Canes score 2 off of a bunt right in front of home plate, David.
Yeah, and that's called before the plays even happen. You know, of course, they changed pitchers. And I can tell you how the conversation went because I've been around it. All right, on the second pitch, we're squeezing, okay? And so there's no sign giving. It doesn't give away to the opposing team that something could be up. Again, that's all talked about right there in that conference that he had during his pitching change.
That'll make it 4-0 with Josh Smith, the lefty, in the box for the Canes. And, of course, Speedy Porter on second, still in scoring position. Smith takes the first ball of the at-bat. It's the only one out, David, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Stovall delivers. And Canes hit a foul ball right here beside us, over the net.
All right, well, time for another shout-out. Mike Hazel, Coach Hazel, of course, works at Virginia Tech. Was at Penn State, you know, and he just, I guess he sent me yo-yo, which I guess that means he's watching. So thanks, Coach, for joining us. Double X, 7 3/8. I'm just trying to give all my sizes if Virginia Tech wanted to be a blessing to the broadcast staff.
Stovall with 2-1 count, delivers to Smith outside, 3-1, and Smith looks to get on base with a walk.
That's the thing about Coach Hazel. I mean, he's been in Nashville, he's been in Pennsylvania, Happy Valley, and now in Virginia, and he doesn't forget his roots. And I'm not so sure that always happens, but Coach is he's been good. He supports the Hurricanes.
Of course.
He just says that basically we're the best in the business when it comes to high school. I don't know about that, Coach.
Coach Jeff Tate also has told us that plenty of times.
Yeah.
As Josh Smith takes the walk. Of course, we thank anyone that listens or wants to support or has supported, as this only happens because of people watching and tuning in. So we appreciate everyone involved. As the Canes look to strike here, man on first and second. Into the box is Connor Johnson for the Canes, another lefty.
All right, just looking inside something here. I'll, again, be able to have a little insight of what's going on. Notice T1 down there has a stopwatch. So what's going on here is he's trying to get the time, how long it takes the pitcher to deliver, and then based on that, you look at probably taking advantage of a stolen base.
He delivers to Johnson. That's going to be an 0-2 count now to number 27 behind the plate today for the Canes.
Now, not a great time here with a lefty up because that gives an open throw to third base.
This ball looks to second, and Johnson swings at a pitch outside, and that's going to be out number 2. And now the question is, if you are going to steal, you're going to do it with 2 outs, 0-4. Canes have looked aggressive throughout this season.
Here's what you got to know. All right, so you got the top of the order up. You got Gamby coming up right now. You got first and second. So if something happens and we get thrown out at third, you still have the top of your order coming up, which you feel good about. So I'm not saying that that's what we're going to do here, but
Stovall delivers to Gamby, and he swings through strike number 1 to make it 0-1. Again, tuning in late. Canes here in the 4th have tallied 5 hits and 4 runs. All started by a Grayson Austin walk. Gambrell
All right.
battles.
Now, remember what I told you. We got 2 strikes now. We've got a time on him. Again, if we get thrown out, the batter's got 2 strikes on him anyway. So, what we got?
Eason. Kane stealing, and Gambrell fouls it off to keep it 0-2. David gives the big smile as if he knows he's right. So stick at 0-2, see if Thompson decides to steal again. So I get the head nod out of the corner of my eye.
I just know the philosophy behind it. You got your leadoff guy coming up. If it doesn't work out, but if you throw the ball into left field, it works out for another run too.
Canes go again. Gambrell battles it off.
Can
the center fielder get there? And he
Oh,
does.
great
Nice play
play
from Owen Alexander once again for the Jackets. That'll stop the bleeding here in the 4th. Canes strike with 4 runs, 5 hits as we go to the top of the 5th here at Fluor Field. Back here at Fluor Field, top of the 5th inning. Evan Allen is the man on the mound for the Canes, as aforementioned by David Thompson.
That headset won't work.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear us, though, but that one doesn't really allow me to talk. I can hear you, but I can't talk.
Yeah.
So I put this one on trying to act like I was going to talk, and it doesn't work that way. But anyway.
David figuring the ropes out here.
It's like, I can hear him now.
Allen goes high for ball number 1. Again, the Canes pitching staff only 1 hit today.
I don't
He
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out Jacob coming over, goes against the screen. So it looks like Evan might have, I guess, getting loose. His knees are dirty. His backside is dirty. I guess he just getting loose out there, laying on the floor. I don't know, laying on the floor, laying on the ground. I don't know. Looks like Chapman may going to be broadcast next door to us. Welcome those guys.
1-1.
Woo.
Makes it 1-2 with the off speed. And David, we've had a lot of old memories with Chapman broadcasting.
Yeah,
Commentated state right beside him as well.
Yeah, state championship at Williams-Brice. That was fun.
Allen looking for the strikeout, and he gets it. First batter for Evan Allen strikes him out on 4 pitches for out number 1.
That's a great job by Evan. Evan was in the bullpen Thursday night, ready to come in and take over for his brother, but didn't need him.
Jacob went all 7. His first pitch for number 5, Zach Dillard's line foul, starts him off 0-1.
Well, I was going to say, and I mentioned it before we started, I would have thought he or Josh would have got the start today. And again, both of them, I think I mentioned both of them would throw probably, but they're both pretty good arms for the Hurricanes.
Allen looking for strike number 2 and gets it. That outside's been called all day today. 81 miles per hour for Evan. Makes it 0-1 with 1 out, looking for strikeout number 2. And he gets a ground ball instead, right to the freshman at short. Quick throw from 5 and gets some nice range from the year 1 shortstop for out number 2, David.
You can't teach the footwork that he has. I mean, yeah, you can teach it, you can drill it, you can do all those things, but his footwork is as good as you'll see from a shortstop. I don't care, senior, junior, sophomore, whatever.
And I talked to Austin today. I think we got a bad experience in that Daniel game of Grayson at short, but the way he can get a ball out of his glove so fast, exciting for a freshman. That's looking like out number 3 if the Canes can get to it. Cody Wilson dives and makes the play for the Canes in left field. He can do it all, man.
I'm telling you, though, this Hurricane team is playing with a whole different mojo, and it is so good to see. And, boy, playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Behind the plate in the box in left field, Wilson can do it all for the Canes. The Canes take a 4-0 lead, looking to tack on more here in the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to Greenville, South Carolina, where the Canes up 4-0, bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up the freshman Grayson Austin. Of course, Ryan Stovall still on the mound for the Jackets. First pitch is a ground ball to third base. And it'll be quick out number 1 on the plays. Brett Boone for the Jackets.
Yeah, got it on his hands a little bit there.
David, that'll bring up the hottest high school bat in the state of South Carolina, it feels like, and Cody Wilson, of course, just made that play in left field as he's got a double and a triple today for the Canes.
He's hot, that's for sure.
Stovall, 1 out here, looks to start off with a strike, and he gets that inside part of the plate to make it 0-1. Again, last inning for the Canes, 5 hits, 4 runs. Big part of that is the man in the box. Moves the feet, takes ball 1 to even it up. Beautiful day for baseball, a little chilly.
Not in here, it's not.
Yeah.
Feels just fine in here.
It's like some wind from left to right. So Wilson battles off strike number 2.
I believe I got the catcher's hand a little bit.
Takes the glove off, gives him some time to.
Sawyer going to go out there and let him shake it off a little bit. Yeah, it's a beautiful day and a good opportunity. You know, my wife and I were talking earlier today about them playing here. This just gives the Drive an opportunity to kind of host some games.
before their season starts, work out any kinks with the concession stands or whatever, and see a crowd come through. So good opportunity for everybody.
Always good for kids that not everyone gets to play at a place like this in their baseball careers. Cody Wilson lines another one into the gap. That's only going to be a single for 2-4, but he's on his way for a cycle if he can get a home run later.
How disappointing.
Yeah.
Just a disappointment there. After double, triple, and now we're going to settle for a single.
I think he knows what's next.
Goodness gracious.
He does have 3 of the 4. That'll bring up Jacob Allen, who also drove in Wilson last inning. Now with 1 out, we'll have him on first. So he's put together a couple nice at-bats for the Canes. Ball number 1 outside. Of course, Jacob today, again, went all 7 against the Patriots on the mound. 2 for 3, 1 RBI.
Again, look where he's on the bat handle. He's all the way at the bottom right now, taking some swings.
Takes a wild one there to makes it 1-1, 68 miles per hour on the gun. Off speed from Stovall to even it up. Wilson takes his lead off first. He looks to steal, ground ball, a little hit and run action for the Canes. Allen will get thrown out at first, but quality at bat for the Canes.
Good play over there by the third baseman for the Jackets, though. That's a tough play. If that were to get through, I don't think you would have first and third because of where it was located. But now, runner in scoring position for Judd Ellison. Judd needs a gapper right now. He needs something to feel good coming off his bat.
Yeah, he's had a good at bat, just hasn't get anything to fall of late, and that one's hit straight up in the air. And Brett Boone looks like he'll make the play for the Jackets, and it falls. Ellison will stand on first, Wilson on third. Man, he's made some crazy plays today for a pop fly to get lost in the sun, I think.
Yeah. That's tough play there.
Trying to think about where the sun is in the sky.
Yeah, that and just that's a tough situation for Cody too, because if you keep running, then you think you're gonna set yourself up to get thrown out at home. It's just a tough.
Ball comes out of Stovall's hand on the mound.
That's got to be a balk.
I think they're gonna talk about exactly that. Randy comes out of the dugout. I think he's saying he did throw it towards the first baseman, but it did come out of his hand.
I think it's a balk.
Also on that fly ball, the wind is blowing. How that ball fell from left to right here in the infield. Stovall. That's ripped into the gap from Jackson Whitmore. It's going to score 1, maybe 2 if Ellison can turn on the wheels, throw in, and Jackson Whitmore with a double puts Ellison on third and scores another one for the Canes.
That's a great job by Jackson. Again, Jackson's feeling it. Last AB, double down the line. This time, double in the gap. Drives in another run for the Hurricanes.
He's had himself a nice day with Wilson and others. Makes it 5-0, 9 hits here in Greenville. The Canes liking Ford Field here on a Saturday.
Well, I was going to mention that a while ago as Crenshaw comes out for a visit. We play here pretty much every year, and it always gets asked, how do you guys always get to play there? How is it that every year you guys, well, it went back, and I made mention to you whenever about coming in here and being up here before. It goes back to when Mike DeMaine was the general manager here of the Greenville Drive. We initially started that when he was here. We played here one night, Easley. We played the Easley Green Wave, and it was for a region championship. And Blake, you can ask, if you think I'm lying, you can ask my brother, anybody that was here, Coach Pearson, all that. This place was packed. And what I mean this, the Drive was amazed at how many high school fans came out that night. It was huge. By the way, we won the region that night. There's a picture of the dog pile at home on the pitcher's mound. There's a picture of Coach Pearson like doing Jimmy Superfly Snuka. But this place there were more fans here for that night than they have for Greenville Drive games. So that started the process, but every year, even after Domain left, like Coach got a text soon after that, we want to continue this, but they always come here. We always play extremely well here. We usually always do play extremely well here. It's almost like a second home. But that tradition, gosh, has been going on for 15, 16 years, maybe longer than that. I've been out of coaching for 10, so that's how we get to come here every year. And it's been a great relationship for the Hurricanes.
Well, the Canes definitely living up to those big performances here. 10 hits, 5 runs. And now they'll see a new pitcher, Cam Towson, take the mound for the Jackets. We'll take one quick break, come right back as the Canes have more people in scoring position here in the 5th in Greenville.
We won it that night, too. Oh, I was just talking about another game we won, region championship against BHP here anyway. So, we've little success here.
Back here, man on second and third. Hayden Porter in the box for the Canes. 2-out magic here. So Whitmore scored 1 and moved Ellison to third. Porter trying to finish the job with 2 outs. Townsend gets a strike call, makes it 1-1.
Got to make a little adjustment here. You've gone from some, and it's kind of worked down, but early saw some 84, 85. Now you're down to 75, 76.
Townsend trying to get ahead. That's going to be, looks like high, belt high. Makes it 2-1.
Well, it was a ball.
Yeah.
You know why it was a ball?
Why?
Because the umpire called it a ball.
I said that earlier in the season wasn't taken so well.
Yeah.
Makes it 2-1.
Exactly.
2 outs for Townsend. Oh, goes over the head of Porter. He's a little taller. That might take him off.
That's the old Bad News Bears. You're probably too young to watch the originals, but they used to have a player on their team. You throw it in and he'd go, boy, that was close to my head.
3-1 to Mr. Mustache himself and Hayden Porter. Townsend delivers. Porter bows it off. Makes it full here with 2 outs. Again, man on second, Jackson Whitmore. Man on third, Judd Ellison for the Canes. And what feels like could be another big inning here in Greenville. Townsend comes set. Full count to number 4. Inside and walks him. Now bases juiced for the Canes, and that'll bring up Josh Smith.
Actually, we're going to.
Correction, Evan Allen's in.
Evan Allen's entered. Basically, Josh Smith was the DH. So even after Josh pitched, he stayed in the game to hit. Well, when Evan came in, they did away with the DH, and so Evan's going to hit here.
Evan hit a game winner against the Lions not too long ago. Big moment here. The Canes can kind of unload, run up the score here in the 5th. It's like a low strike. 1.
Kid hadn't thrown a whole lot of straight stuff.
A lot of off speed from 17. He goes outside for ball number 1 to even it up. Nowhere to put 33.
The pitcher looked back at the gun. He felt like he threw that one pretty well. It was 81. That's good.
Townsend delivers. Outside makes it 2-1. Off speed at 73, and now they're in danger of walking in Judd Ellison at third. Townsend back in that windup, goes high. 3-1 now to 33. Again, nowhere to put Mr. Allen. His bases are juiced here in the 5th. Allen lines one in the center field. We've seen Alexander make a couple nice plays. That one looks easy. The Canes strand 3, but tack on another run to make it 5-0 here in the 5th. We'll be right back as the Jackets try to climb back into this one in the 6th. Back here at Ford Field, Evan Allen still on the mound for the Canes. This looks like a pinch hitter is Matt Thomas for the Jackets. He doesn't look like a pinch hitter, David. He looks like he should be in the start lineup.
Hey. He got his got some orange spikes on there. Yeah,
He
swings at the
at
first pitch. Oh,
right,
sorry.
right to Whitmore. And out number 1 goes Matt Thomas. Of course, Hanna rocking those brand new bats this year. A lot of college teams rocking that bright orange bat, including the Gamecocks.
Yeah, that's a little weird to me. Not the orange bat, but when the Gamecocks swing an orange bat.
Yeah, I said that at the beginning of the
A
season.
little weird.
Evan Allen looking to make it quick here. Strike number 1. David, I said it last couple innings, still only 1 hit for the Jackets. This pitching staff for the Canes putting one together here. Allen delivers strike number 2. And
Coach Pearson down in that dugout has to like what he's seen out of this staff today. JJ was a little wild there, had a couple of walks, but
and strike number 3 for Evan Allen. A quick 2 outs for the Canes. New pitcher.
yeah, a lot of different swing and miss here. I mean, it's and that's just, I mean, a great opportunity for the Hurricanes to take advantage of it. You know, some good stuff. They're putting ball in play, but we've had a good amount of swing and misses.
Brett Boone in the box for the Jackets. High ball 1, but also one thing I think every pitcher for the Canes has been able to use that off speed as their strikeout pitch in the outside. I think hitters know that outside's been called a lot today, so sliders and off speeds working well as 80 on the gun for strike number 1.
Boone didn't much care for that one on the outer half. And again, we were lucky to have Sawyer of the night. We know that's where he works.
1-1 turns into 2-1. As Allen goes high and inside here with 2 outs. Jackets looking for some kind of spark. Allen delivers low for ball 3. And now Boone looks like he could work a walk.
Boone also looks like he could hit it over the monster.
Allen goes outside, and it's going to be ball number 4, and Brett Boone is going to work a walk and bring up Kenny Fretwell starting at second base for the Jackets.
You said he plays football as well?
He is wide receiver for the Jackets. I want to say at one point he was even, you know, they run the option of quarterback. So Allen throws ball 1.
Well, I hope I didn't bring us bad luck by talking about how well we've thrown it today.
2 outs quickly, and now Allen with a walk and quick ball 2 to Fretwell.
Make an adjustment here. He's pounding the zone early.
That's something you don't want to do with 2 outs, is get a little cute and walk a couple guys. There's strike number 1, foul tip. So Allen looks like he could battle back in this at-bat against Fretwell. Again, now 2 errors on the board for the Canes, but defensively have looked a lot better. Ball 3, throw down to first, not in time. Now Fretwell looks to get another walk and put the man in scoring position with 2 outs.
I'm trying to figure out where I know we had the overthrow for one of our errors.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. As Allen goes inside, it's off Connor Johnson. It's a walk nonetheless. So 2 walks back-to-back here with 2 outs, David.
Yeah, I just got out of my mind or out of my mouth that throwing a lot of strikes here. And this is a pitcher Coach Pearson message. He tells Connor Johnson, you stay there. This is a one-on-one conversation. And that's
quick talk.
Yeah, it's let's get ourselves in gear here and let's get out of this inning.
Yeah, quick 2 outs for Allen. Ground ball and a strikeout. Now back-to-back walks, and that brings up Will Craddock, who's had a couple of nice plays at short for the Jackets. Of course, not a lot of bats in this lineup. Been able to get on base. As Allen goes back to work, gets a pop fly that looks like it's going to go out of play. Whitmore watches it roll into the net.
Yeah, landed right on that net. Jackson's got to do a better job there. He's got to get up against that dugout ledge and then come off of it like
Climb
a
it.
pro wrestler and dive into the net and make that play.
Jackson Whitmore having himself a nice day with a bat.
Hey, that's why he should be able to do that. Be like Superman. Nah.
Allen, 0-1 count outside. Jackets are stealing. Ball rolls off of Johnson's mitt. Now the Jackets have 2 in scoring position with 2 out. Evans ran into some trouble here.
Yeah, but you're 1 pitch from getting out of it.
Walks back to the mound. Craddock looking to do damage for the Jackets. 1-1. Foul tip, and now Allen quite literally 1 pitch away from getting out of it. Here in the 5th. 6th correction. Into the windup.
Oh.
Strike 3 called. Evan Allen gets out of it. Kane Strand 2. Jackets stay at 1 hit and no runs. What a pitch, David.
That was beautiful. That's what you had to have. Again, he was 1 pitch from out of it. It was actually 2 pitches from getting out of it. No runs, though. That's what matters.
We'll be right back here at Fluor Field on the West End. back here at Floor Field. Up to bat for the Canes is Connor Johnson. As Townsend starts him off with a strike. David will be back momentarily as he walks in the door. Ball number 1 to Johnson.
Yeah, you can tell we're not with the locals. I walked in the bathroom thinking it was a light that would turn on. It didn't. Thank God I'm not scared of the dark. And then I walk into their broadcast booth. They got the same stuff we normally have, and I'm like, where'd Blake go? And then I look over here, and you're over here. So anyway.
Townsend gets strike number 2 on Johnson. Looks for strike 3 and gets him. Johnson thought it was a ball, but I'm trying to make this inning fast. Gets strike 3 called here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Of course, 5th and 4th are where the Kings did all the damage. 4 in the 4th, 1 run in the 5th. As they'll start the lineup over, and Ben Gambrell steps in the box looking for the bunt, gets it down. Townsend's going to have to make a play for the Jackets and gets Gambrell out at first. Nice play from the pitcher for Teal Hanna.
Somebody might say, well, why are we trying to bunt there? That's part of our offense. That's part of what Gambrell does, and he does it well.
Yeah, get a guy on and move him over.
And even in that situation, I mean, he's within a step being safe.
Brings up Grayson Austin high, pitch 1 to make it 1-0. Townsend really bounced back here in the 6th and got 2 quick outs. Ball number 2 to the freshman. He's had a couple nice rangy plays at shortstop today. Not a lot going with the bat. Strike number 1 called. He did have the walk to start off that damage in the 4th. Eventually scored a run off the Cody Wilson triple. He battles off an inside pitch to make it 2-2. Again, thanks for everyone tuning in here on YouTube to watch Canes baseball throughout the season. Townsend delivers an outside pitch to make it 3-2.
And just remind people, we will not be doing away games, just home games. Be back with them Friday night, I guess, against the Fountain Inn Fury.
Austin lifts one into right field. Looks like it's going foul, and it bounces off the seats on the right field line.
Yeah, you know, we talked about Paddlesville earlier, Blake. I mean, they don't get to start easily in the region. They played us last week, turn around and take BHP this week. It's going to be a big series with the Bears and the Patriots.
Definitely a tough top of the region with the Canes, the Bears, the Patriots, even the Mustangs. Got a couple nice bats. Ball 4 for Grayson Austin. He works a walk after battling off a couple pitches. And that brings up the hottest man out of Piedmont. He's looking for a home run to complete the cycle today. He got a double early, a triple that scored Austin, and a single in that last inning. Man, what a day it'd be if he can complete it, David.
Well, you know, he could turn over to the right side and try to hit it over the monster.
He's swinging for the fences. I think he knows it. He takes that first strike and bounces into the dirt.
Yeah, he's hot right now, and that's one of the reasons why you see him in the lineup today. Not playing catcher, but playing. Guy gets hot, you keep him hot.
Yeah, can't take him out of the lineup. Let him sit on the bench and get cold.
No.
0-1 here to 24. Again, looking to complete the cycle here at Floor Field. Austin on first. He's looking for a base. Nice throw from the Jacket catcher, and Austin gets thrown out at second. Thought maybe he got under it, but the tag got him right on the tushy at second, David.
Yeah, the same play, same call that got the Jackets earlier. So, again, he's out. because the umpire called him out. But, you know, all you're doing there, again, 2 outs, trying to get a guy in scoring position so that Cody could drive him in, and didn't happen that way. And we'll go to the top of the 7th, trying to finish this thing out.
Here through 6. Canes need 3 outs to get it done. Up 5-0 here in Greenville. Back here in Greenville, Seth Manning, a pitch hitter for the Jackets, steps into the box. Of course, head coach Daniel Crenshaw looking for anything to get the Jackets going here with 3 outs to play with. And Allen looks to finish it off for the Canes. He starts it off with a strike. So David went 2-2-2. Now looks like Allen's going to get 3 to close it out here.
Yeah, trying to extend him a little bit.
He gets strike number 2. Not a lot of people like that call down below us.
Well, I go back to what I say all the time. It's a strike because he called it, and it was out. I will say that.
And reaching for an outside pitch. He's got speed. Cane's second baseman makes the play, and that's going to be Hayden Porter, the man with a mustache.
Well, and then, you know, because of the call that was made, you
reached for it.
Well, then you entice the kid that he has to swing at that. Again, I was joking about it was a strike because he called it, but it was a little out.
That's the thing about having outside strike zones like that. Makes guys swing at those off speeds. That one's called a strike as well. Man, with 2 more outs to play with.
He's pounding that outside zone. He knows he's getting that outside, so he's going to stay out there.
He goes high and gets a swing through. And Garrison Metz grabs the bat, puts it over his head, and as he knows, he has 1 strike left.
We talked about elevating the zone, and that's one that we did there.
He gets a swing and miss, and Evan Allen is going to get strike 3, called for out number 2. Now the Kings down to 1 out to end it here in Greenville.
Hey, it's, you just got to be excited for the Hurricanes. They went down, again, they scrimmaged them. I don't think they performed as well as they wanted to down there. I go back to Seneca Bobcat scrimmage, and you and I were talking about it earlier. My brother was really frustrated after that, and a lot of errors that night. But boy, this Hurricane team really has rebounded.
Turned it around, looking to start 5-0. Ground ball up the middle, and the Jackets look like they're going to have life as Porter's throws not in time, and a single on the board for Teal Hanna. That's Zach Dillard. And with 2 outs, the Jackets just trying to keep hope alive here on the top of the 7th.
Yeah, that was a single, but Hayden Porter made one
Nice
heck of a
backhand.
play on that ball. Again, it's up 5-0,
Yeah.
top of the 7th, 2 outs. You could have just
And looking for the pickoff, doesn't get it.
he was leaning a little bit. You know, what I was saying is up 5-0, 2 outs. Some kids were like, but boy, effort we getting out of these guys.
Looking for the other outside, doesn't get the call, starts him off 1-0. Owen Alexander, name I've called a lot for the Jackets defensively. Some nice range in center field. Another pickoff move from Allen at first and a late safe call from the umpire on the bases. So 2 outs here, top of the 7th. Canes trying to stay undefeated. Alexander grounds one to Porter. He can't make the play. And that'll put a man on first and second for the Jackets with a little bit of life here with 1 out to play with.
Said it last inning, say it now. 1 pitch from being out of it. Just know where you are, know what you got going on.
Brings back up Matt Thomas, who came in for the Jackets an inning ago.
Not a good day for college baseball in the state, that's for sure. As South Carolina trails in Athens 4-3, and the Tigers trail in Clemson to Duke 3-2.
Not a good sign for either side. Is 2 series they're probably supposed to win. Allen 1-0 delivers to Austin, fouled right back at us and hit the window. That almost came through
That got
Ethan
over
Mayfield.
the net. We could have been.
Ethan Mayfield with a window open as well, almost ate a baseball.
Heads up.
1-1 the count now. Evan Allen trying to close it out. Low ball number 2. 2 outs.
You don't want to load the bases here.
Alexander on first, Dillard on second. Thomas in the box for the Jackets. Again, 9 hits today for the Canes, 5 runs, only giving up 3 hits. 2 of those coming here on the 7th. As David said earlier, Canes will see the Fury this week in region play. They look to remain undefeated. Outside.
Again, I know I talk about it a lot, but you've seen it again there. Finishing on that first base side, you just got to work yourself downhill. And that's where we're seeing the ball go.
Allen delivers Austin deep fly ball to left field. Wilson there for the Canes, and that'll seal it. The Canes win 5-0. David, what a complete and nice day here in Greenville.
Hey, that's a great day. Canes, 5 runs on, I think, 10 hits. I got 9, but I think we had 10 hits. Tremendous job by this pitching staff. You didn't wear anybody out today. You threw a lot of strikes. Yeah, you walked a few people here and there, but it's a good day for the Hurricanes.
Cody Wilson with a nice day, 3 hits. A lot of RBIs, it feels like. Jackson Whitmore with 2 doubles and a couple RBIs. And, of course, on the mound, everyone involved. J.J. McKinney, Josh Smith, Zach Allen. Just a nice day overall. And, of course, we thank everyone for tuning in here in Greenville.
I don't want Evan to be mad at you. It's Evan Allen. You said
Evan
Zach.
Allen. Zach Allen.
I'll keep you straight.
You want to know Zach Allen is a defensive tackle in the NFL.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Hey, but a good job,
Yeah.
and can't wait to see Friday night. Hopefully the Hurricanes will come back home, will be 6-0, hopefully.
Yep.
And so we'll see you guys Friday night.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in here on the Wren Broadcast Network. One last thing, we'd like to thank The Drive for letting us broadcast here today, and always go Canes.